Welcome everybody. It's the Abstractionist. My name is Tony. So this is All Hallows week. So I'm trying to do some sort of video leading up to Halloween. So essentially Halloween is going to be Thursday, which is tomorrow. So I'll kind of do like some bonus ones, and we'll be out of October and into November. So this is a big card about improving spell work if you do it. Suggestions from an animist. We have 3 piles, as you can see, 1, 2, and 3. I'll read these, and then there's some cards that go there. So this is 1. This one is 2. And then this one is 3. So choose whichever one that you are interested in, most drawn to, and then go from there. So, all right, let's get to the first one. So we're gonna move these out the way. Boop, okay. So, what you can do to improve. So we have this. This is, what's the name of the deck? Dream Dust Shamanic, there we go. Dream Dust Shamanic. This is Living Altar, and I have 2 cards because one is I use it as a spell card and the other has words on it. So there's that. Okay, so what you can do to improve. Now, the great reveal is that this is Golden Healer. Okay, cool. We'll get into that later. Wisdom Keeper, 5. Hierophant. Okay. Spring, which kind of looks similar to this card right here. It's kind of funny. And then we have this, which is kind of akin to the actual thing here. All right, so immediately you're probably meant to do things more in the springtime because we have the Hierophant, which is also Taurus like season. You're probably meant to do more work in the sunnier months than you are in the darker months, even though I know the veil is thin and all this kind of stuff. But it may benefit you to like work during that time, or if not that time, like fire seems like to be a little bit more. Be careful of the smoke that comes from your rituals and spells, and also that may be a sign of acceptance or not, particularly if you work with certain like deities or entities and stuff like that. Be very aware of the smoke signals that you get. Like if there's a lot of like burnt things, pay attention to that. If there's like a burnt smell, pay attention to that. If it burns well, pay attention. So like your candles, I just burned like Palo Santo in here, feels pretty decent. You'll get to kind of know whether or not you're really aligned by that. So definitely I would say though the warmer months, getting into the warmer months, coming out of the winter, coming out the cold into like warmer months would probably benefit you. I think there's just a little bit of clarity that you will get more in the spring than the winter. I think also the winter may affect this group's mood a lot, and the type of spells that you go for tend to be, I don't want to say low vibrational, but they may be darker spells, and you're not meant to be on like the gray hand path or like just straight black. You may need to incorporate some light into it. There may be something about paying off like some sort of debt, and you've paid it off or you're going to pay it off, and as a result you can actually switch back over. You may be from a line of people who did dark work or understood that path a little bit easier. It may just be very easy for you to go down that path, but going into the light will probably help you a little bit more. So for Golden Healer, this is what it is: Leo Sun. So that could be your sun sign. Doesn't have to be. It could be a great time, even though that's summer, but it could be a great time for you to, when the sun is at its kind of longest. So Golden Healer, abundance, expansion, golden rays. Universal life force flows strongly with Golden Healer with an exceedingly high vibration. Golden Healer carries bioscalar waves, an abundant form of power that increases in spatial mass. This potent energy can expand awareness across multiple dimensions, transforming your vibration all the way down to the cells in your body. Connected to the solar plexus, this stone allows the highest form of healing for your identity and self-worth, releasing ancestral trauma that may have affected you and been passed down through your family lineage. So for you guys, being on the light path will help. And I understand, because I'd be like, damn, what do? We got to do all this stuff. Because I kind of think that mediumship is on the darker path. I'm not going to lie. But it doesn't have to be. But yeah. But this is what I have for you guys. I'm going to go to the next one, and I'll see you there. Once again, these are questions that you may want to kind of think about. The Wisdom Keeper. And another thing is you may find that, what is it? Syncretized. Oh God, I can't pronounce it. But like the kind of religions or beliefs that take from many different things and come under one common umbrella that may be something that benefits you. Anyway, something like I was in class this week when we talked about it, like a Santeria that definitely has like Catholicism in it, but definitely also merges like African Odisha, like all the kind of stuff, like multiple kind of things that kind of come under one like house, and also has a duality, but also has a choice of whether or not you can do one or the other. Yeah, so that's that. Gonna move this on back. And now we have pile tip. So okay. So you guys have this pyramid one, which is Amazonite, subjectivity, filter, truth. We'll get to that later. You guys have 10 of fire. This is yours. I'll move there because I put it there. Intention, which makes sense. These cards are mirroring each other. They tend to mirror each other. Okay, so I had already gotten the idea over here with the 10 of fire that you need to just stick with your spell work. It doesn't seem like you stay with it long enough. Like, if you do a spell, you're supposed to burn the entire candle. Burn the entire candle. If you're supposed to, like, write a petition and you're supposed to fill the page and then, like, draw 3 W's on there, do that. Like, it seems like you're not following the actual rules of the spell, like, that you're choosing to, like, do. Like, I don't know what that's about, but you would do better if you're gonna especially if you're gonna follow spells from a book or from a practitioner, like you've bought them, like spell kits and stuff like that. Like, actually follow the spell kits instructions. If you don't want to follow it, you may need to question why you're buying them to begin with if you're not going to follow them, because so this group may not like authority, may not like authority, may not like, there just seems to be like, you could be like a practitioner who's worked longer than some of the people that you bought stuff from. You could be a practitioner who, you know, thinks that they're farther ahead. But if you're buying spells from people, you need to consider like why you're willing to buy spells from them, because you like, there's something about their intention and the way that they're formulating their spells they're putting the colors together, the materials together, the words together, the rhythms together with the music or whatever they're chanting that's working. And if you're gonna like buy from them, I think the least you can do is be respectful that they have done this work. It seems to be a little bit of like, I don't want to say disrespect, but a little bit of disrespect with regards to like these people's work that you're trying to follow, but then like there's some part of it that you don't agree with, or you feel like, why would you do that? That seems kind of silly, and it seems almost elementary and basic. But what they're trying to do, especially if it's like a spell, like very basic spells, if you're not following the like more basic spell directions, I don't really see how you're going to be able to do more complex spells, especially if you're unable to pay attention and like follow and like stick with it for the duration. Like if the spell is 5 minutes and you can't complete a 5 minute spell, when something takes longer than that, right? 3 weeks or 3 months or something like that, like how are you going to be able to complete it? So you're going to have to ask yourself those things. Ten of Fire. There may be a lot of spells that like, I don't want to say backfire, but maybe backfire or like reverse themselves very quickly. Like you'll have a little bit of success, but it'll reverse itself quickly. It's just with these triangles here and this air type thing, and even the triangle here, this is fire, but these are symbols for like air and stuff. Like you have to be focused on it. Like you have to be focused on it when you're doing it. You have to not let up with that Ten of Fire. You have to keep at it. And if it requires follow-up, you need to follow up with it. So there's that. We have Amazonite, Objectivity, Filter, Truth. Filtering vibrations is what Amazonite does best, from electromagnetic pollution, your thoughts, and environmental influences. So if you are prone to environmental sensitivity, Amazonite has your back. This is a great way to cleanse yourself from technology if you need a break from your devices. Amazonite encourages discernment, allowing you to be unbiased in your decision making. Objectivity leads the way, offering clarity on which choices are best for you. Detach from the outside in order to connect to the inside. Virgo, Uranus. You also may, with this clear mention of technology, you may need to get spells from books and not YouTube University. That may be another reason why that the spells that you're seeking, you need to get from a book. You need to get from a book. Maybe you can get it at the bookstore. Maybe you have to go to a consignment shop. Maybe you have to go to a specific craft shop. But this vibe and this pile is giving more like I can just TikTok it or something. And it seems like for the spell work that you want to do, like TikTok or YouTube is not going to cut it. You're going to have to actually like focus on it by actually putting an effort into the work. So that means actually getting the books that you need, actually studying the passage, maybe even read the passage several times before you even attempt to do it. It's not necessarily like you need like a mentor, although that may be something that helps you, but it does seem like you need to like follow the most basic of instructions before you leap to more complicated, complex concepts. Okay? So, thank you for watching. Let's move on to group 3. Alright. So that's group 2, and this is group 3. And I feel like a nice, sweet vibe. And then I get the cards and I'm like, oh shit. Okay, so this is pile 3. This is yours. And we're going to reveal it to be Wave Light. That's what it is, but we'll come back to that later. We have 8 of Fire. This is what it looks like for the spell one. I put that on that side, and then I have Creation. I knew this one was on point. I'm not going don't put in the comments that this is the one that's the most successful. I'm sorry. This one is the more successful pile because you don't give a shit about the aesthetics You give a shit about if it works. You may be very old school type people. Like, I'm gonna say it like very old school. Like, you learned from people older than you and you took it. Whatever adaptations you've had, you've been able to adapt because you're able to read the room. Um, your spells, because this looks ratty and ugly. I ain't gonna lie. This looks ugly in terms of like a spell compilation, right? So your spells may be very messy. They may be they don't look good. They don't look good. They may not smell good. Check out for mold just to make sure that is something. If you're using anything that can mold potentially, just make sure that the quality of your items stays like stable and good. Um, if you don't need like animal like parts, don't use them. There's something about really conserving like the least amount. Also with these things, simplify it down so the least amount of energy from these like sentient beings is there. Because this is somebody who, yes, you're doing really well. And we're gonna come back to other stuff once I remember it. But you're doing really well. But I kind of think you may want to change up who you get your supplies from. Consider making some of the things yourself, or just consider like eliminating what you feel like you can eliminate altogether. Just because the places you're getting from may have unscrupulous practices, and the energy that lingers onto those items may affect your spell works. So there's that. That being said, very well crafted spells, very well designed spells. I think you're able to adapt your spell work to whatever it is that you are looking to do. I think you have a really good, strong basics to get up to the 8 of fire, and have like a positive kind of thing. You may have a little bit of fear of trying new things. You may have a little bit of fear of trying I think trying spells that exist outside of your, I don't want to say culture, but like element or zodiac or personal leaning or something like that. Like there may be just some aspect of you in terms of spell making that is like very hidden right now, because perhaps there is a little bit of like hesitation to explore that. I don't see it as like you need to go to like the left-handed path or the dark path or something like that, but it just may be a certain type of spell, certain type of work that you can do, but you haven't explored it. But I think if you were to explore it, you'll also whittle down a lot more and you'll be able to bring it in quick. So this group seems like it'll be like you'll be able to just use like, I'm looking over here at this paper towel. You may just be able to look at a paper towel, write down something, burn it, and that's it. Or something like, you know what I'm saying? Like something very quick. You guys may have very quick kind of spell workings. Yeah. And it may be, I don't think you guys are in a rush for it. I think you genuinely liking to do it is what makes it come easier for you, or your results come a lot better than some people's, because you genuinely want to do it. Like I said, just don't get stuck in doing what you know, because I think eventually it will start to get kind of dull, and you may notice that like it'll take longer, or like you'll have to use more like resources or something like that. Yeah. And with this, there is a dark side of then cutting corners. Could be somebody who definitely ends up being a practitioner for other people. And my advice though would be to not cut corners. Keep it very basic. If you're going to offer things to people, you don't have to do a wide range of things, but I just think as you expand, just go ahead and include that, right? But you don't have to expand like out there. I think your creativity will lead the way. It'll work out when it needs to. So this is wave light, decision, flow, big picture, Aquarius, moon. There you go. Okay. See the forest for the trees, especially with wave light. Big picture thinking is enhanced with this crystal, allowing you to see beyond the details and gain a better grasp of your decisions, over the decisions you must make. Combining intuition with logic, wave light helps you look at all sides of a situation in order to make the best informed decision possible. Clearing energy blockages in the body. Wave light contains flow and regulates circulation for a healthy body and deep soul level cleansing. Use this crystal during the new moon to amplify its powers. That's what it looks like. So this is what I have for you guys, group 3. Thank you for watching. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.